Hey everyone, we're back on the Spirit of 97. We've got a massive Champions League tie here. Second leg of the first knockout round. We're playing Liverpool again. Of course we are. And we've got a decent chance, I think, of going through. Our team is in insane form, barring a couple of blips. And yeah, we've got it, not necessarily got it all to do. We drew 0-0 in the first leg at home. But, you know, it's still all to play for. We're not chasing any leads like we were last time. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's right, everyone. Since January, we have been in inspired form for the most part. Let's have a look at it. So, obviously, here we go. Hanover, 4-0, 3-0 against Bremen, 2-1 against Bayern Munich. We are going to look at this game because this was a really good game. We didn't get off to the best start. Sabitzer completely escaped his marker at the back post and tapped in, and I was thinking, what's going on? But then Gavi, with an absolute peach of a free kick, kissed the inside of the post to make it 1-1. And then Bastoni, I believe it was. Bastoni with a beautiful near post header flicked in. Outstanding. And since then, I hate to say it, hate to big myself up, but Bayern Munich haven't really recovered that well. We'll touch on that in a minute when we look at the league. We then followed that up with a 2-0 win against Stuttgart. Demolished Hoffenheim 7-0 in the cup. We then drew 1-1 against against Augsburg. We were saved by Delict. I can't remember what exactly we did in this game. That was it, yeah. We didn't have Mbappe. Now, will come as no surprise to hear that Mbappe is, as we all know, incredible. Look at that, 4 goals there against Hoffenheim, and he also did get an assist as well. He picked up a knock and he was out for like a week, but we couldn't play him against Augsburg. When we can't play him, this is probably where I'll touch on transfers in a minute. May have sort of shot myself in the foot a little bit, but yeah, we'll touch on that in a second. But yeah, when he doesn't play, we are obviously a lot weaker, and I think no matter who we had, whoever we play, they're never going to quite match up to him. Adeyemi can play on the left wing, as can Moukoko, but Mokoko's just been recovering from a torn hamstring. Yeah, none of them are quite as effective on that left wing as Mbappe. We then drew 0-0 with Liverpool after beating Leverkusen 7-2 in the league. Again, a hat-trick for Mbappe, 2 for Vlahovic and 2 for Adeyemi. Mbappe went off at half-time with an injury, a pulled hamstring. Like a thigh strain. He was only out for like 9 days, but he missed the Gladbach game, and we were 1-0 up. And then second half, we just completely capitulated. Everyone was knackered. I did have to change the formation a little bit to like the lower intensity one, and honestly, we just couldn't cope. As you can see, Moukoko had a shocking game. We did have to rotate a little bit. So that was, really probably the only negative that we've had in this run. We then responded with a 4-1 victory over Leipzig, who at this point was second in the league. They might still be, but and then we beat Dusseldorf 1-1. I couldn't believe it. Mbappe missed a penalty at about 60 minutes. He then scored one. And then literally a minute later, Königsdörfer, who you may remember used to play for us, he's done quite well under the tutelage of Thiago Motta, is the Fortuna Dusseldorf manager. Fortuna Dusseldorf used to be our affiliate team when they were in the second division. We requested an affiliate and the board let me pick, and we selected Dusseldorf. We loaned players out to them and they got promoted, and they're now no longer our affiliate. We then won on penalties, and then we've just destroyed Wolfsburg 4-0. With Vlahovic and Mbappe once again in form, which is just what we need as we're about to play Liverpool at Anfield. Transfer-wise, I did say a quick look on that. We didn't bring anyone in, believe it or not, shock horror. We didn't sign anyone. I could have done. This free signing, this was done ages ago. We could have done. The board gave us 72 million and increased our wage budget, but you know what? We didn't really need to sign anyone. To be honest, we sold Sheldrup to Juventus. I believe we signed him for something like 13 mil, maybe 8 mil. So we made a decent 25 mil profit off him. He was a really frustrating player. He kept wanting game time, But whenever we played him, he didn't play well, which is why he wasn't getting game time. So I'd be like, oh, fine, I'll play you. And then we'd play him, and he'd have maybe like 1 or 2 good games where you get like a 6.9 or a 7 and maybe an assist. And then he'd do nothing after that. He'd get like 6.3, 6.4s. It was a really frustrating player. And I was like, you know what? Go. I can't be having you in the team. Cash in on you now, and you're just getting on my nerves. Darwin Núñez I didn't even offer him out. Gladbach just bid for him. They basically offered us essentially double what we paid for him. So I was like, you know what? For a bit part player, yeah, I'll take it. I will take it. A nice sort of 10 mil profit, no problem at all. He can go. He wanted the move as well. Like when they bid for him, it was like, he's going to take some convincing to stay. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, cash in, go. But that's the thing. We have weakened our left side in that regard because we don't have much sort of like natural backup for Mbappe, who has been insane. He, as you would expect, I think he's our leading goal scorer on 27 with 13 assists. We finally have a left winger who reliably delivers. We've gone through Gio Reyna, we've had Daniel Marlon, we've had Rafa Leao, we've had Sheldrup, we've had Gabriel Veron. We've had a lot of players who we've tried to make work in that position. And finally, we've got some. We had to spend 150 million to do so. And we've signed arguably one of the best players in the world. But he is that guy, and he is just unreal for us. Adiemi's been weighing in with the goals. Makoko is sort of, plateaued a little bit. But he's doing well enough for us. Like I said, he has been injured. He considering he is like a 1.5 silver starred inside forward on the right hand side, he's actually quite good in that position. He just had a blinder in that role against Wolfsburg, I think. He got like a 7.1 or 7.2 or something, and I think he may have got an assist. Where else are we at? I think that's it. Oh yeah, one thing that has been quite alarming is the drop off in Nuno Mendes. He's gone from being like a 4.5, 5-star potential to now only 3, and he's not really improved as much as I would hoped he would have done. I pulled him up over it. Sorry, I feel like I got something on my tongue. I pulled him up over it. Said what's happening with your development, and these there was a load of down arrows, so thankfully they have changed. We had a few bids in him in January, but honestly they were nowhere near what I thought he was worth. I want to at least recoup the 40 mil on him, and we were getting offers for like 35, 37 mil, and I was like, no, we'll keep hold of him. Don't get me wrong, I know stars are relative, and I think there's probably an element of the fact that he's playing in a division where there's probably the best left back in the division, if not possibly maybe even almost the game at this stage, is at Gladbach and Luka Netz. Technicals wise, he's okay, but it's the mentals and the physicals where he sort of really seems to be quite solid. Look at that value, 204 to 258 mil. We would have maybe tried to buy him in the January if we had have sold Mendes. He probably would have wanted the move, but Gladbach didn't want to sell him in the January. Also, he was injured. He's recovering from a broken leg, so we wouldn't have been able to get him to pass his medical anyway. So we just kept Mendes because it's like we can't replace him. So I think that is it. We're going up today against Liverpool in the first knockout round after we drew with them 0-0, and I am cautiously optimistic. I always have this fear of Liverpool, possibly partly because I'm an Everton fan, but they've generally been so overpowered over the last 4 FMs since Jurgen Klopp took over and since they signed likes of Salah and Mane, who even at their age, I think they're both 33, 34, are not showing much in the way of drop-off in terms of physicals. If we look at Salah, he's 33. He's still rapid. You're talking almost like Ronaldo levels of physical endurance here. Under Marcelo Bielsa they've still got Sadio Mane, who is still also looking incredibly good. Aaron Potts, this is a young regen, new gen who I have looked at potentially signing at some point because he looks like he could be really good. He's been on my radar for a couple of years now after he had a decent World Cup performance for Wales. Still got Verge. He's 34. I think they've mainly been playing they've got Kurt Zouma Gonzalo Ignacio, he's not great, to be fair. He's okay, but he's not good as what we've got. Trent still, they've got Serginho Dest. Still got Robertson, and they've got Isak as well, who's a decent forward for them. Yeah, they're without a few players for this. Not got Musiala. I don't think he's going to be fit in time. Yeah, because we're literally playing the game now. And who else haven't they got? Aaron Potts is ineligible. Perfect, because they brought him on last time, and he looked like he was going to be quite a threat to them, to us with them. So, who knows? Who knows? We shall see. I think before we get into it, I think we need to offer up a little prayer. I've got my Everton shirt as well, one of my old Everton shirts, just for a bit of extra, extra backup alongside the Dortmund shirt. So, I think, Our Father, who art on Mbappe, hallowed be thy name. Thy goals be scored, thy skills be done, in Anfield as they are in Dortmund. Give us this day our daily brace, and provide goals for Vlahovic, and may Vlahovic provide goals for you. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us to victory. For the Champions League, the Bundesliga, and the Deutsche Pokal will be yours in the 25-26 season. Amen. Let's go. I'm making a subtle change to the system. We're going to a more sort of defensive 4-3-3. We are away from home. We've got to be careful. We've got to be sensible here. Let's be realistic. And we've also just dropped the line of engagement just to standard for now, because I do not want to be getting caught on the break through the likes of Salah, Mane and Isak. One thing I did forget to touch on, Bruggelmans. Here's someone we signed in the summer, and we left him on loan at Anderlecht, but we've been playing Philip Martinek, who we now have since loaned out, as a ball-winning midfielder alongside between him and Dario Asugo. But I thought at the moment I'm purely just playing them as a ball-winning midfielder to feed the ball to Ødegaard and Gavi or Wirtz, whoever it is who plays there, as the playmakers. And I was looking at it, it's like, Bruggelmann's attributes: tackling 15, work rate 13, teamwork. He's got really good aggression, anticipation and bravery. I thought, to be honest with you, he is probably the better ball winner. Martinek is probably a slightly more complete player, potentially. He may have slightly better passing attributes and stuff like that. Only slightly. Bruggelmann's has come up a little bit. But I thought for someone who's just going to win the ball, he is probably the better one. So we did recall him. He's only 19, but he's already looking really good, and he is someone who will definitely be a very good player for the future. Another thing as well is looking at players for the future. Oliver Tannen has done generally quite well out on loan at Frankfurt. He is someone that we signed a couple of seasons ago. In terms of youth squad players, we've not really touched on that much because they've not really been outstanding. Frank Kessler is probably the best one we've got. For some reason, it's classing him as a fullback. He's definitely more of a centre-back. But he is probably the best youth prospect we've had come through. I think he came through on our first youth intake. And he is potentially someone who could make a claim for a squad role coming up in the future. I'm trying to think I think I'll take out Buxput and we'll bring in Tijani. I think he is probably the only player who we could potentially look at playing in that role, as a squad player from our youth setup. Like I said, we've not had any true stars come through yet, I wouldn't say. So that's what we're going with. Wirtz is dropping out over Gavi just because it could go either way, to be honest with you. They're both very good players. I did debate starting Makoko, and bringing on Adeyemi for his pace, but you know what? Makoko will do a job when he comes on, because the chances are he probably will at some point. So yeah, he's a good option to have on the bench. Otherwise, that's about it, really. I think we just got to pray now and go for it. That's right, everyone. We're here at Anfield, the home of the reigning European champions, where not walking alone is not just something you sing about. It's probably good travel advice as well. We've got a game here against two heavyweights of European football. We've got Borussia Dortmund and we've got Liverpool. Now, let's see what happens. Can Dortmund overcome the demons of last year and get the win? Let's see. See, after that slightly, lame intro, everyone, we are here at Anfield against the team that I probably fear the most in this competition, Liverpool. I think if we can get past them, we could probably get past anyone, to be honest with you. The teams that are left, I don't think are as strong as ours on paper. Liverpool's is probably the strongest team that can sort of match us position-wise, like, position for position. And a lot of the other teams are, look like they might be dropping out, as you saw in the other game today. What? Wow. That was a ballsy move from Onana, but I back it because it nearly paid off. Yeah, Milan have got a 2-0 lead against Real Madrid. Obviously, we beat Milan last year or the year before, maybe. Inter Milan, I think, kind of here and there. I think they had a 1-1 draw in their first game. Man United got battered 3-0 away to Benfica. Bayern Munich, I think and Juve may play each other. I think that was a draw as well. So yeah, like there's not many big teams who are guaranteed to go. Mbappe's in. Adiemi. Yes. Get in. Yes. Let's go. Boom! Let's have it, boys. Let's have it. Definitely started the stronger as well. More chances, more possession. The only issue we might have is we might not see the round, like the next draw at this stage if we go through. Like I said, I've not really, I've not paid attention too much to the fixtures because I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We are playing Liverpool, and I thought as soon as I start planning for quarterfinals, semi-finals, is when I then don't go through against Liverpool. I'll swap Brugelmans just to a defensive midfielder and tell him not to tackle as much because I do not need him getting sent off because that would completely and utterly snooker us. Yeah, the reason why we've not been playing Kimmich as defensive mid. Oh, great pass from Adiemi, and I really would have put money on Mbappe scoring that. Yeah, so the reason why we're playing Kimmich at right back is because he's so strong as a right back as well as he is a ball-winning midfielder. But I feel like Brugelmans and Martinek and that are probably better as a defensive midfielder than PK is as a right back. So if we played like Kimmich in midfield, we'd have to play PK at right back, and I think that Kimmich is a much stronger right back, and I feel like we can get by in the defensive midfield role with like Martinek or Asugo or Brugelmans. And Milan are 1-0 up against Real Madrid, so that looks like Milan are going through. Like I said, we have beaten them before, and I would back us to do it again if we were to get them next. Again, if we go through. Why are we attacking? Should be positive. 1-1, Mo Salah. I'm going to leave it on positive, though. Mendes missed his header. See what I mean? He is definitely dropping a little bit, Mendes. He's not as reliable as especially at that back post. Come on. We're creating chances. Like, we are absolutely dominating them in terms of chance creation. And we did actually edge it at home as well, I do have to be honest. We were the better team. I think losing Mbappe really sort of put the spanner in us getting anything in the second half. Right, Gavi is tired and not having a great game, so we'll bring on Florian Wirtz. And I may well take off Brugelmans for Asugo as well, because if he gets sent off, that is going to absolutely knacker us. Mbappe wins the corner, that's fine. Wins another corner. I'm happy. Erdegaard, what can you do? Apparently nothing. Another corner. It is all us. All us. This is when I get twitchy. I pretty much played the entire first leg with like a moderately higher circulating cortisol volume than I would normally, because honestly just playing against them causes me so much stress, because I just always expect to inevitably get that gut punching like late loss or something like that. They've taken off Salah, have they? No. What the hell? Who, he is supposed to be being tightly marked. Who was not picking him up? Take Vlahovic off because he's having a poor game. Makoko can come on. What on earth is going on at the back? Seriously, oh my word, Nuno Mendes, you are awful. Makoko. Come on. Come on. Oh, Erdegaard's so tired. He's having such a poor game as well. I can't hack this. What is that? What is that? Thank you, Bastoni. Come on. Get on your bike, everyone. Dear me. Right. Well, that was lucky. Seeing as Erdegaard can't really run anymore and he's not having a great game, I'm going to stick him in the number 10. Because it's less running for him to do and hopefully he can cause more, just do a bit more damage. And we'll put Kimmich as a wing back on attack. Get him higher up because he's got a good crossing. Dario. No! Yes! 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 Please tell me he was on... Yes! Mbappe, you beauty! You beauty! Right. Kimmich, I'm just going to stick him back on as a supporting fullback. I'm going to leave Erdegaard there, though, because he is tired. And I think he needs to stay there. But I think maybe put Wirtz as support. Oh, dear me. Because as much as I'd love to grab a late winner, I do not want to concede a late goal. Excuse me. Oh, my word, the list. Right, you can go on cover. Makoko. No, that was not the pass. Adeyemi. That was terrible. Terrible shot. Mbappe is so tired. So tired. What is going on? Great block. No, oh my word. Right, Mendes, can you just... I don't usually like doing tight marking, but like giving you specific instructions. But you really need to because you are not doing it otherwise. Oh my word. Do not mess this up. Why? That is not the way to go. Offside. He was offside, surely. I mean, the ref's not giving it. Thank you, Anana. That is terrible distribution. You have got to be kidding me. Please tell me he was offside. I don't think he was. Honestly. Is this going to get given? I am sure of it. I hate this game. Hate this game. Oh, I really cannot go through that again. Go through another season like that again. Honestly, I'm half inclined to be like, this can be the last season. Because, honestly, that is just sickening. We have had some really galling results in the last 3 or 4 campaigns. We got knocked out in extra time by United, knocked out in extra time by Barcelona, and now we've been knocked out twice in a row by Liverpool. The board's not happy because they wanted us to reach the semi-final, which is understandable. We've spent a lot of money. We've got a really good team. I will bring this back for... I'll bring it back for the semi-final against Bayern Munich, and we'll probably do the Cologne game as well, and we'll see where we're at. Honestly. So frustrating. I already know what I'm going to do next season if we carry on. New left back, definitely. Nuno Mendes cost us 2 goals. 2 goals in that game. Yeah. Livid. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it, honestly. You stick with this, and fair play to you. I will see you next time. If we still got a job, who knows? If we don't do what else we're asked to do, we might get sacked. So might get taken out of our hands because the board are not happy with that Champions League performance. And then the onus is really on us to win the league, I think, and win the cup, really. If we're going to stay in a job, probably. Even though I think the board only want us to... Yeah, they just want us to qualify for the Champions League. So if we win the league, that will probably save that. And if, let's face it, if we get past Bayern Munich, we should be beating Union Berlin or Stuttgart in the final. Take care, everyone. I shall see you next time.